Hello everybody, Steve here, just doing a little coffee chat with a guy I ran into here in Windsor. Jacques is his name, and I was really interested in asking this guy if he did a little interview because he's a man of action, and he's a man who's got an amazing story. I've always been intrigued by stories of people who've gone through struggles in their life, but yet refuse to give up. And Jacques is a really good example of that. Jacques, it was great to meet you. It's okay if I ask you a couple of questions?
Please,
for
no
those
worries.
Coffee chat who might want to ask you a few things. So, like I say, I'm inspired by people who go through such struggles, and you shared with me so many things. Not time really to get into the struggles that you talked about in the coffee shop, but you achieved anyways. Like, you kept going. What I mean by success is you refused to quit, and you've gotten involved in training that helped you to improve and so on. And how do you find that? How did you find the energy to not only work on yourself, but to actually then try to help other people? Was that something based in what you went through, or something you learned along the way?
So, I had a lot of negative impacts in growing up as a child, and there was one thing that my father still had. I could tell he had a burning desire for hope. He had a longing for an opportunity that would change his life. Even though his whole life was all about survival, I could tell he always still had hope, and he knew that he made the worst mistakes a man could ever make. And he knew he had an impact on people, but somehow that's the one positive thing I did get from him, is that there was hope. there was always an opportunity. It may not have showed up, and then what I got for myself was either I sat back and waited for an opportunity, or I created one. So I learned that by about 12. I learned that I could sit around and wait, or I could take action and move my life forward, and that's what I did.
And one of the things you were talking about being in the coffee shop too was taking action in terms of getting involved in educational programs and such. And you mentioned a certain group which you got involved with for quite a while. And how do you feel that the involvement of yourself in groups, in getting around people of positive mindset and so on, how do you find that has helped you?
Okay, so there's traditional education and non-traditional, right? So I do value traditional education, high school, college, university, and then the non-traditional, there are so many personal and professional development programs out there. All I can say is do some homework. A lot of them have free resources, like free nights to get out, free books to read, and testimonials from graduates. Most of my work is done with Landmark Education, or what's now known as Landmark Worldwide, and they're an international personal professional development company. And I'm also a product of over 25 programs, like personal professional development programs. So there's other groups, Clemmer and Associates, HUNA, or Empowerment Partnerships, that's NLP, and just countless others. So I really invite you to find a group or go to a workshop. It's tangible. It's one of the best things you'll ever do for yourself.
And you're working on something of your own similar to that here in Windsor as well. You started something called the Windsor Power Group, am I correct?
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
So work local and think global, We all have a community. We have a primary, secondary, tertiary circle of influence. So people are amazing, we're amazing. Why not work locally? Start locally, create your own group. I mean, it's I have a book in my head. It's called Creating Teams to Fulfill Dreams. And your immediate network, they all have their own networks, they all have their own resources. I just invite people to align themselves with conversations that empower them, and surround themselves with people that are willing to take action to move their lives forward.
All right, so surely you have a lot to offer. We just spoke for about 2 hours in the coffee shop there, and you're working with Windsor Power Group, so there's got to be value that people could somehow learn from you. So what's the best way to contact you if somebody wants to contact you about Windsor Power Group or what it is that you're doing?
Right now, really, Facebook is my biggest social media tool, and there's LinkedIn. So Jacques, Jacques, last name is Berge, Berge, Bravo Echo Roger Golf Echo. And please reach out to me. Thank you for the plug. Social media. Or you can call me 226-350-0939. That's 226-350-0939. Please reach out. I'll have a conversation with anyone. Thank you.
So yeah, that's Jacques Berge here. I was really intrigued by talking to him for a while, and I wanted him to have an opportunity to share a little bit about what he does here in Windsor. And there's not enough time for him to share the struggles and trials and tribulations that he has gone through. But it is astounding to me how some people can go through so many trials and are driven somehow into a state of feeling powerless. And Jacques is a good example of somebody who, in spite of what he's grown up with, has been able to turn himself into an example of empowerment. And Jacques, I really appreciate you being able to talk to us today.
Let me say one last thing. I want to acknowledge Steve for what he's up to. He has a real passion to see people succeed. And get this, you actually deserve everything you want. So when you get that you actually deserve it and you can choose things for yourself, that's the greatest thing. And that's what Steve's up to. That's the game he's playing. And that's why it was a pleasure to spend 2 hours with him. Thank you.
Awesome. Great coffee chat, Jacques. And